There's something you should be doing right now. And by watching this, you're putting it off again. I know a man. He isn't lazy. He never was. He wants to do everything. He just wants to do all of it tomorrow. He didn't know it yet. Tomorrow would become the most expensive word he ever said. Here's what it cost him. He had plans, real plans, not vague dreams floating around like decoration. He had things written down, saved in notes, bookmarked in tabs, circled on calendars. He wanted to get in shape. He wanted to learn a skill. He wanted to build something of his own. He wanted to fix small problems before they became big ones. And the strange part was, he meant it. Every time he said, "I'll start tomorrow," he believed himself. That was the dangerous part. Because lying to yourself feels different when you think it is only a delay. The first delay was small, almost invisible. He bought a notebook for a project he had wanted to start for years. On the first page, he wrote the title carefully. He underlined it twice. It looked official. It looked like a beginning. Then he decided Monday would be better. Monday had a cleaner feeling. Monday sounded organized. Monday sounded like the kind of day where a better version of him might appear. So he closed the notebook and placed it neatly on his desk. Not forgotten, just waiting. Monday came. He was tired, not destroyed, not sick, not in crisis. Just tired enough to move the beginning one more day. Tuesday became Wednesday. Wednesday became next week. Next week became after things calmed down. Nothing terrible happened. That was the problem. The world did not punish him. The notebook did not complain. No alarm rang from the sky. The project simply stayed where it was. Clean, untouched, perfect in a way only unfinished things can be. He liked that feeling more than he admitted. An unfinished dream can still be anything. Once you start, it becomes real. And real things can disappoint you. So he kept the dream safe by never testing it. That was the first cost, not failure, not embarrassment, just the quiet birth of a habit. He learned that tomorrow could protect him from discomfort. It could protect him from being bad at something. It could protect him from the awkward first attempt. But protection is not always kindness. Sometimes it is a locked door with a soft voice. The second delay was bigger. It arrived disguised as an opportunity. A message came one afternoon. Someone had seen something he made a long time ago. There was a chance to submit work, nothing guaranteed, just a small opening. He read the message 3 times. His heart moved a little. Not dramatically, just enough to remind him that he still wanted a different life. He told himself he would prepare something tonight. He would polish the old work. He would send it before the deadline. This was exactly the kind of chance he had been waiting for. Then evening came, and he decided he needed a clearer head. The next day, he decided the work was not ready. The day after that, he decided he should research what other people submitted. The day after that, he decided research had become a whole separate problem. The deadline sat quietly in the corner of his mind, not screaming, not forcing anything, just waiting. He told himself, I still have time. Then, I still have a little time. Then, I can probably do it quickly. Then, finally, maybe it wasn't the right opportunity anyway. That sentence felt mature. It was not. It was just fear wearing a calm jacket. The opportunity closed on a Friday. No explosion, no angry message, no dramatic rejection, just a page that no longer accepted submissions. He stared at it for a while, then he closed the laptop. He told himself there would be other chances. And maybe there would be, but that wasn't the thing he lost. I'll come back to that. For now, he only felt a small sadness. The kind you can hide under dinner, a video, and a long scroll through other people's lives. By the next morning, the sadness had become a sentence. Next time, I'll be ready. But he did not become ready. He only became better at surviving the feeling of not trying. The third delay was heavier. It was not about work anymore. There was a connection in his life that needed care. Not a dramatic repair, not a big speech, just attention. A message answered, a plan made, a small effort returned. He knew it mattered. He really did. He would see the unopened message and think, I should reply properly. Not quickly, properly. Properly meant later. Later meant when he had more energy. More energy meant tomorrow. The message stayed there, then another appeared, then fewer appeared. He noticed, but he did not act. He kept meaning to. That phrase became a room he lived in. He would think about reaching out while brushing his teeth, while walking somewhere, while lying in bed. He would even write half a reply in his head. But he wanted the perfect moment. A calm moment. A moment where he could explain why he had been distant without sounding careless. The perfect moment did not come. Perfect moments rarely visit people who are waiting for them like guests. Weeks passed. The connection did not break loudly. It simply stopped leaning toward him. That is how some things leave, not with a slammed door, with a chair slowly pushed back from the table. One day, he opened the old messages and realized there was nothing urgent left to answer. That should have made it easier. It did not. Because now the problem was not one late reply. It was the strange distance created by all the replies he had planned to send tomorrow. He told himself, people understand. People get busy. People come back. Sometimes they do. But sometimes they stop waiting before you notice they were waiting. This was the first time tomorrow felt less like a delay and more like a thief. Still, he did not fully understand it yet. Not really. Because the biggest loss had not arrived as one event. It had been arriving every day, quietly, wearing ordinary clothes. Years passed, not in a movie way, no fast montage, no dramatic calendar pages flying across the room, just normal years. A birthday, a new password, a new phone, a new apartment, a new list of things he was going to start soon. He changed on the outside in small ways, but inside he kept waiting for the version of himself who would finally begin. That version was always close. Always next week. Always after this busy period. Always after he felt ready. He imagined that future self clearly. Healthier, braver, more skilled, more honest, less afraid of awkward beginnings. That future self had a clean desk, better habits, stronger relationships, and a life that felt chosen instead of postponed. The painful thing was, he loved that person. He just never gave him a day to exist. This is the part people misunderstand about procrastination. It does not always look like laziness. Sometimes it looks like hope. Hope that tomorrow will have more courage. Hope that tomorrow will have more time. Hope that tomorrow will ask less of you than today does. But tomorrow never arrived alone. It always brought the same man with it. The same doubts, the same tiredness, the same phone. The same fear of starting badly. And each morning, he would meet himself again and feel strangely surprised. Point of no return does not always feel like a cliff. Sometimes it feels like looking around and realizing the road behind you is longer than the road ahead. One evening, he found the notebook again. The one with the project title on the first page. The underline was still there. The page was still clean. The dream was still perfect. But he was not the same age anymore. He sat with the notebook open and felt something he had avoided for years. Not panic. Panic would have been easier. Panic gives you movement. This was quieter than panic. It was grief. Grief for the work he did not make. Grief for the chances he did not take. Grief for the messages he meant to answer. Grief for the person he kept scheduling for later. He had not ruined his life in one giant mistake. He had negotiated it away in small, reasonable delays. 5 minutes today, a week next month, a chance this year, a connection he would repair soon, a body he would care for later, a dream he would start Monday. None of the delays felt expensive when he chose them. That was the trick. Later was never free. He had been paying for it the whole time. He just could not see the bill yet. He finally understood the opportunity he had lost years ago was not only that opportunity, it was evidence. It was proof that a door could open and he could still stand outside it, promising to walk through tomorrow. He understood the connection he lost was not only a connection. It was evidence too. It proved that some things do not wait because you feel guilty. They wait because you act. And the notebook was not only a notebook. It was the receipt for a life he kept preparing to live. That night, he did something almost embarrassingly small. He wrote one bad paragraph, not the perfect beginning. Not the real beginning he had imagined for years. Just one awkward paragraph that made him uncomfortable to read. It was not impressive. It did not change his life immediately. It did not repair the years. But it did something tomorrow had never done. It existed. The next day, he wanted to postpone again. Of course he did. A person does not escape years of delay because of one brave evening. But now, he knew what the old sentence cost. "I'll do it tomorrow," no longer sounded harmless. It sounded like a contract he had signed too many times without reading. So he made the task smaller. Smaller than pride wanted, smaller than the dream deserved. 10 minutes, one message, one walk, one page, one honest attempt. Not because small things are magical, because small things are hard to keep postponing without hearing yourself. He did not become a new person overnight. He became someone who finally stopped asking tomorrow to do the work of today. That was the real lesson. The problem was never the tasks. The task was only the shape delay took. The real problem was the pause he kept placing between his life and himself. And now we come back to you. There is something you keep meaning to do. You know what it is. It probably appeared in your mind before this sentence ended. Maybe it is a message. Maybe it is an appointment. Maybe it is the first ugly step of a dream you keep protecting from reality. Maybe it is not dramatic at all. That is why it is dangerous. You keep thinking the cost will announce itself. It will not. The cost will arrive quietly. In your confidence, in your time. In the distance between who you are and who you keep meaning to become. Later was never free. You've been paying for it the whole time. You just couldn't see the bill yet. So do not make a grand plan today. Do not promise a new life. Do the small thing. Send the message. Open the document. Book the appointment. Walk for 10 minutes. Make the bad first version. Do it today, not because today is perfect. Do it because tomorrow has taken enough from you already.